Hello friends, welcome to my channel. The topic of this video: most spoken languages in the world. Have you ever wondered which languages are the most spoken in the world? Although there are currently over 7,000 languages, only 23 cover more than half of the world's population. This is not just a matter of statistics, it is a fundamental fact when planning a global expansion strategy. Whether for business or personal use, knowing a second or third language opens up new horizons. Ranking of the most spoken languages in the world. Knowing the most spoken languages in the world can give people an idea when learning a new language. The important point here is to obtain accurate information about the most spoken languages and geographies in the world, and to realize what percentage of these languages are native speakers. Below is the ranking of the top 10 most spoken languages in the world. 1. English, 1.132 million. According to the current data of 2021, English is the first in the list of the most spoken languages in the world. 379 million people speak English as their mother tongue. This actually gives a very clear information about the widespread use of the language in the world. English is spoken by 753 million non-native speakers. English is also the universal language of today. International trade, tourism, technology, etc. fields are the default language. If you are one of those who want to speak English like a mother tongue, English language schools will be a very good option. A bilingual person speaking Spanish and English can understand 1 in 3 people connected to the Internet, Internet World Stats, 2019. It also has access to 60% of everything posted on the web. 2. Mandarin, 1.117 million. Mandarin, the Beijing dialect of Chinese, is the official language of the People's Republic of China and Taiwan. 918 million people speak Mandarin as their mother tongue. In addition, 199 million people speak this language even though they are not their mother tongue. In the sum of these numbers, Mandarin is the second most spoken language in the world. However, it is the first if only native English speakers are taken into account. Mandarin is not actually a language, but a set of dialects of the Chinese language. What unites these dialects under one name is that speakers can understand each other. Although 20% of those connecting to the internet speak Chinese, just over 1% of the content available on the web is in this language. 3. Hindi, 615 million. India has one of the most populous populations in the world. Therefore, the number of people whose native language is Hindi is quite high. 341 million people speak Hindi as their mother tongue. On the other hand, 274 million people whose mother tongue is not Hindi have learned and speak Hindi. Hindi is one of the 22 official languages of India, the second most populous country in the world, along with English. The linguistic diversity of the region, more than 1,600 languages coexist, explains the high proportion of non-native speakers who use the region as their lingua franca. 4. Spanish, 534 million. Spanish-speaking geography is increasing day by day. 534 million people all over the world speak Spanish, the fourth most spoken language in the world. Along with 460 million native Spanish speakers, there are 74 million non-native speakers of Spanish. It is the second most spoken language in the world in terms of the number of native speakers. It is also the third most used language on the internet. This data is very important. Spanish continues to develop and grow day by day. To learn Spanish, you can choose one of the Spanish language schools and learn the fourth most spoken language in the world. The enormous colonial expansion caused the Spanish to spread not only to the Americas, but also to Africa and Asia. Due to immigration, the United States is the second most Spanish-speaking country in the 5. French, 280 million. French also has a very assertive rank among the languages spoken in the world. Along with 77 million native speakers of French, 203 million people speak French even though they are not native speakers. Along with the French spreading to the world with colonialism, French has become the official language of 29 countries on different continents. However, French stands out as the language of French art and culture. If English is the language of business, French is also accepted as the language of culture. Its immense importance is also reflected in the fact that it is the third largest non-native language. You can go to France to learn French and consider options for French language schools. 6. Arabic, 274 million. Arabic is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. There are 245 million native speakers of this language, which has become increasingly popular in recent years. However, 29 million people are non-native speakers of this language. Arabic is the official language of 26 countries. Because of this regional distribution, it is actually a collection of dialects. It is also the liturgical language of Islam. It is not only language that values the immense cultural heritage of the Arab world, but also an essential tool for work in this part of the world. 7. Bengali, 265 million. Bengali is the official language of Bangladesh. It may come as a surprise that a language spoken in such a small region is on the list of the world's most spoken languages. But the reality is explained by the population density of that region. It is also spoken in parts of India and Burma. The number of native speakers of Bengali is 228 million, while the number of non-native speakers is 37 million. 8. Russian, 258 million. Considering its regional extension, it is not surprising that Russian is among the most spoken languages in the world. It is the official language of 4 countries, but is also spoken in all countries that were part of the former Soviet Union. It is the most native language in Europe. While the number of people whose mother tongue is Russian is 154 million, 104 million people have learned and speak this language later. 9. Portuguese, 234 million. Portuguese is another of the languages that expanded during the European colonial period. Today it is the official language of 9 countries divided between Europe, America, Africa and Asia. The largest base in terms of regional expansion and number of speakers is Brazil. It is also the most spoken language in the Southern Hemisphere. In addition to 221 million native speakers of Portuguese, there are 13 million people whose mother tongue is not Portuguese. 10. Indonesian, 198 million. It is the official language of Indonesia, the 4th most populous country in the world. It is unique in that most of its speakers are not native speakers. Therefore, it is a second language necessary for mutual understanding in a country with more than 200 languages. 43 million native speakers speak this language. There are 155 million people who learn and speak the Indonesian language without their mother tongue. Which rank is Turkish among the most spoken languages in the world? Turkish is actually a language spoken by a very high number of people, considering all its dialects. Turkish, which ranks 20th in the list of most spoken languages in the world, is currently spoken by approximately 180 to 200 million people. The most spoken dialect of Turkic languages is Turki Turkish, and 40% of all Turkic speakers speak this language. This language is followed by Azerbaijani, Uzbek, Uyghur, Kazakh, Turkmen and Tatar. For this reason, Turki Turkish ranks 20th in the ranking. Considering the number of people who speak Turkish with all its dialects, Turkish is in the top 5 most learned languages in the world. There is a close relationship between the popularity of a language and the number of countries where it is spoken. Some languages offer a unique option for travel, while others may be an unavoidable need for educational needs or just personal goals. French, Chinese, Spanish, German, Italian, English and Japanese are among the most learned languages in the world. These languages are the languages that are in the focus of attention day by day due to education, the number of countries spoken, travel, culture or other reasons. The prominent languages for education and business are French, English, German and Japanese, while Spanish, Chinese, and Italian are also developing for travel and cultural and business reasons. Which languages do you need to know? To tell you some of the most preferred languages that will be very advantageous to you. To learn English, Chinese, Spanish, Arabic. It is possible to sort in German. English has been accepted as a universal language in today's conditions. It is the most popular and most preferred foreign language to learn in the world. English is one of the most preferred languages in foreign language schools. Chinese is a language that has succeeded in taking the first place when looking at which foreign languages to learn. It is obvious that learning Chinese first is difficult, but it is not impossible. It may seem very complex at first glance, but the grammar of this language is quite simple. There is no attraction in any word according to time or person. It is certain that learning the language of this country, which imports and exports with almost every region of the world, will take people one step ahead in the field of business. Spanish is a language that ranks third in the world due to its feature of being used as an official language in most countries in the world. Since it is the most spoken language officially in Europe after English, learning Spanish will be of great benefit, whether in tourism or in the business world. Arabic would not have been seen as a preferred language before. The fact that it is currently ranked 6th in the world may be more than enough reason to learn this language. German is the language that opens the doors of Europe. Quite necessary for people considering education and life around Central Europe and Germany. Moreover, although German is not widespread throughout the world, it has a significant number in Europe. The importance of learning a language. When you want to learn a foreign language, you have many options. Movies, music, books, magazines, even games. By taking advantage of these, you can improve yourself and contribute to your professional education. Eager to learn languages, so to speak, language learning. If you're hungry for food, you can't imagine the paths you could take. Learning a foreign language is, in a way, learning what you can do yourself. Learning a language means learning many things about a new culture, literature, and society of that language. By learning a new language, you can open a new door for mental development and the world. By learning a new language, you can expand your education opportunities, make a difference in your business life, or establish healthier communications during your travels.